Hi everyone, today we're talking about screens and what they do to the brain of toddlers aged 0 to 3 years old. You may know it's not ideal, but do you know exactly why? And more importantly, how to fix it? Let's take a look at this together. First, let's understand how a toddler's brain develops. A toddler's brain grows at an extraordinary speed. From birth to age 3, it doubles in size and forms millions of new connections every single day. 80% of its final mass is in place by age 3. Every sound, every touch, every face they see helps build the neural pathways that will shape their learning, their memory, and their ability to connect with others for life. Yet, when a baby looks at a screen, their brain receives passive information. The images move fast, the sounds are pre-recorded. There's no need to think, no need to interact, no need to problem solve. And that changes everything. Let's start with the science. Studies from leading pediatric research centers, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, show that children exposed to screens for more than an hour a day have 25% fewer neural connections in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, the areas that handle memory, focus, and learning. These are the same areas that help children learn to count, recognize words, and understand cause and effect. What's more, myelination, the fatty layer that coats neurons and allows them to communicate quickly, is slowed down by excessive screen time. This coating is like insulation on a wire. It makes signals travel faster and more efficiently. When myelination is delayed, it can lead to attention difficulties, trouble following instructions, and slower language development later in life, even into elementary school. But it's not just the brain that's affected. Let's talk about eyesight. A toddler's eyes are still developing. Their retinas are sensitive, and their visual system is learning to focus on objects near and far. The blue light from screens, whether from a phone, tablet, or TV, strains their immature eyes and increases the risk of early myopia. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 4 children exposed to screens regularly before age 3 will develop myopia by age 7. And once myopia starts young, it often progresses quickly, requiring stronger glasses as they grow and increasing the risk of eye problems later in life, like glaucoma or retinal detachment. Next, sleep, something every parent cares about deeply. We all know how important sleep is for growing babies. It's when their bodies repair and their brains process everything they've learned during the day. But the blue light from screens disrupts melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep and wake cycles. Melatonin is usually released as it gets dark, telling the body it's time to rest. When a baby looks at a screen, even just 30 minutes before bedtime, melatonin production can drop by up to 50%. As a result, they take longer to fall asleep, sleep 30 minutes less on average, and their sleep is less restorative, with fewer periods of deep sleep, which is critical for brain development. Then there's social and emotional development. Human interaction is the foundation of how babies learn to understand the world around them. When you talk to your baby, they watch your mouth move. They read the expressions on your face. They feel the warmth of your hand, and they learn to respond with coos, smiles, or words. They discover that when they cry, you comfort them. When they laugh, you laugh back. When they point at something, you talk about it with them. This back-and-forth exchange, called serve and return, builds the skills they need to make friends, resolve conflicts, and express their feelings later on. In front of a screen, there's no interaction. The video doesn't respond when they smile. The app doesn't notice when they're confused. The show doesn't stop when they need a break. Research from the University of California shows that toddlers who spend more than 2 hours a day in front of screens are twice as likely to have trouble recognizing emotions in others, and often struggle to play cooperatively with other children once they start preschool. Now you might be thinking, what about educational apps? Many companies market apps as brain-building or early learning tools for babies. But the science tells us a different story. For children under 3, nothing replaces human interaction or physical play. A study published in the journal Developmental Psychology compared toddlers who used educational apps with those who played with traditional toys or read books with their parents. The children who used apps showed no improvement in language or cognitive skills, while those who played with toys or read books showed significant gains in vocabulary and problem-solving abilities. Why is that? Because young children learn best through hands-on exploration, not through a screen. When they stack blocks, they learn about balance and shapes. When they play with water or sand, they discover cause and effect. When you read them a book, you can pause to ask questions, point at pictures, and tailor the story to their interests. These experiences engage all their senses and help them make meaningful connections between what they see, feel, and hear. So, what can you do to protect your toddler from the effects of screens? Here are practical steps you can start today. Set clear limits. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends no screens for children under 2 years old. For 2 to 3-year-olds, limit screen time to less than 30 minutes a day, and always watch or play alongside them. This way, you can talk about what they're seeing and turn it into a learning experience. Create screen-free routines. Build habits that don't involve screens into your daily schedule. In the morning, instead of putting on a show while you get ready, sing songs, play peekaboo, or let them explore safe objects around the house, like wooden spoons or soft fabrics. At snack time, sit with them at the table, talk about what they're eating, and let them practice feeding themselves. Before bedtime, establish a calm routine. Give them a warm bath, read a story, or sing lullabies. Avoid screens for at least an hour before sleep to let melatonin levels rise naturally. Offer stimulating alternatives. Toddlers have endless curiosity. Give them ways to explore the world around them. Sensory play, set up a bin with sand, water, or dry pasta. Let them scoop, pour, and feel different textures. You can also use Play-Doh, finger paints, or textured balls. Physical play, let them crawl, climb, or walk around safely. Play games like pat-a-cake, oring around the rosi, to help build coordination and social skills. Nature time, even a short walk in the park, or time spent in your backyard, can be incredibly enriching. Let them touch grass, look at clouds, or watch birds. Nature stimulates their senses and helps them learn about the world. Books and stories. Read to your toddler every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Choose books with bright pictures, different textures, or simple rhymes. Let them turn the pages, point at pictures, and ask questions. Lead by example. Children learn more from what you do than what you say. If you're on your phone or tablet during meals, or while playing with them, they'll want to do the same. Set aside screen-free times for your family, like during meals, or in the hour before bedtime. Put your phone away in a drawer and focus on interacting with your child. You can also involve them in your daily tasks. Let them help you fold laundry, set the table, or water plants. These simple activities build connection and teach valuable skills. Be flexible. We live in a connected world, and there will be times when you need to use a screen, like during a long car ride, or when you're waiting at the doctor's office. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's balance. When you do use a screen, choose high-quality content made for young children, and watch it with them. Talk about what's happening, ask questions, and make it an interactive experience. So screens aren't made for toddlers. Their developing brains, eyes, and social skills need hands-on, human interaction to grow and thrive. But there's no need to feel guilty if your child has had screen time. Most parents have been there. The key is to be aware of the effects and make conscious choices to prioritize activities that support their development. Every moment you spend playing, talking, or reading with your toddler is building the foundation for their future. These connections you're making now will help them learn, grow, and connect with others for the rest of their lives. If this information helps you, please share it with other parents you know. Many families don't realize how much screen time can affect young children, and your share could make a real difference. And please, leave your tips and ideas in the comments below. What do you do to keep screen time balanced in your home? What activities does your toddler love? Your ideas could help a lot of other parents who are trying to do the best for their little ones. Thank you for watching and for caring so deeply about your child's development. See you soon. Please share to the person who had babies and need to hear that.